girlies. So today we're gonna get inspired by my very own DIY removable wallpaper right here. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down here as well as the little bell so you are notified when I upload videos every single week. So this is actually a part 2 or a second edition for this wallpaper project that I did several years ago, and I actually feel like I came up with this idea because I had never seen it anywhere. So the reason why I love this is because I'm constantly changing what I'm into, colors are changing, accent walls. And of course, wallpaper is almost one of those biggest taboos just because of how difficult it is to take down. But there's so much cool wallpaper out there in the world, and not to mention, it's very inexpensive comparatively to the removable wallpaper. Also, for a little secret on where I always find my very inexpensive wallpaper is Home Depot. I love it. I always just look for the least expensive wallpaper and I just go from there. So I actually happen to find this beautiful wallpaper. I literally cannot believe how gorgeous this is for $21.50 a roll. So this covers like 56 square feet. It is literally amazing, and I'm obsessed with Big Palm. So I was really excited to have this. Plus I'm totally into this black and white theme, so it's perfect. Now what I will mention is that I actually did it with this wallpaper in my kitchen wall and actually my hallway wall. This is easier to match up. It's less frustrating. So if you want something that's less frustrating to match up, a lot less waste, I would definitely get something like this. This, if you can believe, and I'm obsessed with this brick wallpaper, was like $11 a roll. What you need, which is so extremely easy for this project, is basically the widest painter's tape possible. This is not quite 2 inches, it's like 1.88 inches, but you will need that. And then also you will need, this is the key, is Liquid Nails Project. So this is just your standard basic liquid nails adhesive. This I got from Walmart for $1.88 a tube, and literally for this project I use maybe 1.5 tubes right here. And then you will need one of these guns right here. And if you've never used one of these tubes, you will need like a skewer to poke it first. So FYI, you will also need an X-Acto knife. Make sure it is sharp because we're dealing with cutting slices. And then of course, like a sponge, just kind of wipe things down if it gets a little bit messy. And then last but not least, this is definitely optional for seams that are popping up, is use a little bit of spray adhesive. Clearly, Gorilla Anything is like the bomb.com. So I recommend this spray, just having it in your house at all times. You never know when you're gonna need it. All right, so let's just get into how we're gonna do this amazing project. All right, so first here is the original wallpaper DIY that I first did. So now we're finally gonna see me ripping it up and how easy it all comes out. So I'm first gonna start at this corner right down here, just because it's easiest. And look at that. So good. As you can see, this was my pattern I did underneath before. And so we're just gonna be emulating this exact method for the new one. So now we're just going to grid out the whole area. What I first recommend when you are gridding out your wall is just to do the complete perimeter first, and then of course you're gonna go long ways next, and then really when you're gonna be going down to make the perpendicular counter lines, I definitely suggest taking your wallpaper and actually seeing where it's going to land, because you want this strip literally in the middle of this, because you're gonna be connecting clearly these two sides right here. And voila, I have gridded out my wall. Clearly, if you want it to look even more perfect, you would just make these lines a lot tighter to each other, just so there are more spaces for the paper to be glued down. But for me, this is actually a perfect way where it's perfect for me. All right, so let's get with the very next step, which is the liquid nail step. So slice this tube any way you'd like it, but I actually cut it at a little bit of an angle just so it's easier to squeeze on. Okay, so now we're just going to glue this down. Now, it can come out evenly, but sometimes, you know, it's generally not gonna come out like super evenly, but this is basically fine, you know, just doing it like this. And if it comes out clumpy or whatnot, and even this is completely fine, but what I will tell you is from doing it last time in my kitchen, is that if it gets a little clumpy, what I really found is that going over this really quickly with your finger just to flatten it out is actually really good. And I did not realize to do this last time, or not that I can remember. So that's what I would recommend for doing, is just squeezing it and then lightly flattening it out. Okay, now for the absolutely best part, which is applying, and I'm so excited to apply this big palm leaf wallpaper. Okay, so I did, of course, this first piece. Now for this next piece, you're actually going to, I feel it's best if you overlap the second fabric like a 1/4 inch on here. So what I like to do is actually just rub a little bit of the glue, like just on the very edge of this edge, so when you fold it over, it is stuck on. And then if you really want it even more stuck, I definitely recommend the Gorilla Spray glue because it's clear, just to get that seam down, because it won't be touching the wall as it's paper to paper, which is really, really great. Yeah, so now we're just gonna continue on. And just like that, I have transformed my walls temporarily until I change my mind again. So let me know if you have tried this method, and if you do try this method, please, I want to see your photos. I want to know all about it. So reach out to me on Instagram. That is a great way for you to send me pictures of your DIY project. And if there's a DIY project that you're in love with that I need to know about, let me know. I want to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate each and every single one of you, and thank you all for reaching out. I love hearing from you, and we will see you soon.